and welcome back to Ormsby Farm. My name is Casey. So on today's video, I decided since I had more stuff kind of put in to the pantry that I would do another pantry tour, but I'm also going to do included in this pantry tour, we're going to go through my 4 freezers. Now, meat-wise, it is the end of the month, so meat-wise is going to be a little lackluster, but veggies have an abundance of bags of deliciousness frozen, and that's really what I wanted to show you, along with other stuff that I prep for long term. So let's go ahead and get into the intro so I can go over all of this. And there's even some down there. Deliciousness in the pantry.
I'm coming home.
Alrighty, so maybe I did a pantry video maybe about a month ago, but I put more stuff in the pantry and I wanted to kind of go over it and give you a little show of it. So I'll do like overlays of videos so you can see it a lot closer, but on the left side to me is what I call my bean shelf. And that's where I keep like certain dried beans. Now I've canned beans also, but these are some of the dry beans and some of our canned garden beans, which was the noodle beans. We got a lot of noodle beans this year and I canned them in water, just like you do green beans, to eat them that way. One thing that I love doing with these Chinese noodle beans is roasting them in some garlic and some onions and then doing cheese on top of it and broiling it. It's delicious. So I have 2, 4, 6, 8 pints of that. The green beans are in abundance, same thing. No salt added. I did not add any salt to these green beans in the water because Brother Chris and Sis Tara's dog Delilah loves green bean. We call her Big Mom because she's a big girl and she can't have salt. So that's why we do this. Just kind of a grab either for her or for a side. She was here maybe a week ago, and so we went through the 2 quarts that we used to have, but at 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14 more pints of green beans. And I have decided that I will probably see if I can get some more from Azure Standard and can it to, get us through the year. If you want to know more about Azure Standard, there's always a link in the description box. Make sure to use it. Head over, sign up. It gives Azure Standard a little, oh, hey, Ormsby Farm sent us. So, and that helps us out. Next couple of things is I love canning beans. So I can them dry in water. I have a video that I'll leave up there. And then they're kind of ready to go. So this is kidney. I got Great Northern. I have some black beans. I have some Fiesta beans, thanks to my friend Alicia over at Country Mama Musings. I have pinto, and I have recanned baked beans. Again, this is all convenient stuff over the winter. Pop, dump into a soup, or pop, dump onto a plate for our sides. So easy peasy kind of stuff. Right behind me, well, I have some water. So basically, my twinsy Casey over at Boost and Bounty Homestead used to always tell me, Casey, if you don't have enough quart jars to go into your pressure canner, which is you got to have the right amount, otherwise everything can like shakes around and can break the glass. Why don't you can some water so you have for wound care, so on and so forth, in case of a grid down situation. So I do. I have about 6 quarts back there of the water. Those I use, that's really for long-term prep kind of pantry more than using it over the year. But right next to that is all of my broths. Now this is broth from last year. So we're about to start using that up because we are selling canned soup at our farmer's market starting next week. But I have plenty of bones. That I will turn into some more bone broth. But I have anywhere from, I got some turkey broth I see. I have, do I have any more chicken? no chicken, but I have a lot of veggie broth. Now let me tell you about veggie broth. If you save the scraps like the onion peels, the top of your carrots, the top of your onions, celery, you can make some veggie broth, which is great to add to the soup. It has a wonderful flavor if you throw it in with like a bay leaf. So yes, got a ton of those. And then right next to that is all of our soups. Now this is actually one of the ones that we'll be selling, and this is a ham and bean soup. It is so delicious. Mom's ham and bean soup is so good. So this is for us, but we will be selling them. If you're local to us, come check us out at Sparta on Fridays, Sandersville on Saturdays, and then I'll be in Milledgeville on Sundays. So, but these are our soup in a jar. It's usually good for two. It's 2 dinners out of this. Dump out, heat it up. Wonderful convenience. Now, right next to that, now let me tell you, with my soups, I have like some ham soups. I have my turkey stew, that I'll be selling at the market too. We have a veggie soup, we have a bean soup, and chicken enchilada, which was so good, because y'all know I love me some Mexican. But right next to that, I am having some of our apples. We were blessed by some dear friends here in the town where we live to come pick some apples in their orchard, and we were able to get 50 pounds of apples. And so I've done a lot of things with it. One of them was about 8 pounds of it I have been soaking to make apple brandy. So it's got to sit for about 2 weeks, and then I can drain the apple bits, and then the brandy will be ready. Basically, it's apples and cinnamon sticks and some seasonings and brandy and a simple syrup, and you let it sit. I'll stir it once a week, and then it'll be ready to put on my shelves to have for after dinner drinks during the holiday season. Plus, from that apple stuff, and it's too heavy, I'm not going to pick it up to show you. I'll just show you in the video. But the apple stuff, after we drain it, we're going to mash and make some apple pie moonshine. Right? Doesn't that sound good? Okay, right above that is my juice. So my juices, I have a mix of apple and pear juice. Now I juice all of my own fruits for the juices, and I keep a lot of the pulp in there. So this is our apple and pear mix juice. We have about 3 quarts of it. I have some muscadine grape juice, and then I have some pear cider from last year, but we will be doing some more pear and apple cider for this year. Let's see what else. On that level, same thing. I got some pear and apple pie fillings. So basically this is amazing. You pop it open, you toss it into a pie shell, you bake it, it's delicious. I'm just saying. And then right next to that, move stuff over. This is a new thing that I tried this year, and it's all thanks to my friend Alicia over at Country Mom Musing. Isn't it pretty? So I'm calling these red hot apples. So basically it's a simple syrup. It's apples that are peeled, cored, cut, and those hot tamale candies. And you can it, and when you take it out, it has that cinnamon candy flavor to it. Yum, won't that be good with a brandy? So I have a couple jars of those. And then right next to that, right over here, I'm not gonna pick it up because I don't want to spill it. It's just the apple filter, or the coffee filter that's holding the top on. And that is some pear scrap vinegar. I did a batch last year, and it's wonderful. It's on my shelf in the other pantry. And you can use it for salad dressings, many, many different things. It's great to have. This is another full gallon that I'm doing. I'm doing 2 of those. And it'll be ready by, I think, well, I'll drain all the scraps out the end of September. And then usually I wait about maybe 5-6 months, and but you can smell when it's ready. So I'm excited to have that too. Alrighty, y'all, I'm moving along. Right next to the vinegars is more pies in a jar. I got some apple sauces. Again, lots of apple stuff recently. And then I have a couple of the marinades. I like to keep whatever's left over, which is not much when I do pickles, but I leave some of the leftover and turn it into marinade. This is from my sweet relish. There it is, my sweet relish. This is the marinade for that. And the next, all right, so I have to be honest with y'all. So this next one right here was supposed to be a jam. I was going to do a apple scrap jam and followed everything the way it was supposed to be followed. Did it, got it to the right 220 degree temperature, and still nothing. The recipe didn't call for any pectin, which was confusing to me, but I just followed it. So what I'm keeping for this, because it's nice and it's sweet and it's got a good flavor to it, is I've kept it for apple scrap juice, which I can then use for marinades. I also can use it for adult beverages. I can use it for actual juice. Put 2 of those jars together, fill with water, kind of like a more liquidy concentrate kind of thing. So yeah, that's why I kept it. So I have tons of it because none of it's set. None of it. That was just great. Next thing is I have some syrups. I have pear syrup, grape syrup. Use these. These are also ones that jellies that did not set. This is from 2021, y'all. This is before I even started using 4 jars, because you know I love me some 4 jars. There's a link down below if you want to get you some 4 jar lids. Love them, they're the best. But yeah, this was before I even started using them. And this is really good. Grape one for pancakes, over ice cream. And I also use this, one of these, of the syrup, 3 of these of water into a quart jar, then it's some sweet grape juice. So yes, that's my syrups and marinades over here. Right next to that is jams. So, you know, we sold pear and fig jam at the market. So this is pear and fig jam. Got a lot of those. I have a fall apple jelly one from last year. I have some plum jelly. This is from our plum treats. So delicious. And then I was gifted from a friend some muscadine jelly that she made from her muscadine vine, and she's also the one that allowed us to come over and pick apples. So super blessed for this. Next to that is I had made some cranberry sauce, extra cranberry sauce last year for Thanksgiving, and so I canned it with my 4 jar lids, and now I have 3 for the next 2 years of cranberry sauce. So I won't have to make that, which is nice. Right next to that is all of our relish. We have a sweet relish, which is zucchini relish. And then I have a dill relish that is pickles. Now, if you see, these are the ones that we sold. The relishes didn't do that well this year. Now, I'll take some relishes to market for the Labor Day weekend. We're doing hot dogs and hamburger buns. So I will take some this weekend, but yeah, they didn't do really well to sell. Our pickles did, but not our relish, so go figure, y'all. And of course, right above that is all of my pickled stuff. So I have pickled jalapenos, green beans, asparagus, zucchini squash, and an abundance of pickles. A lot of this was still from last year. I didn't can a lot this year. I did, but we sold it. So this is still a lot from last year, and it's still going to be delicious through this year. Right back here is all of my dehydrated meals. Well, really, I don't even want to say meals in a jar. This is my dehydrated sides in a jar. Like we got a cheesy squash casserole right here. We got the mac and cheese in a jar, which I actually had this for lunch today, and it was so good. And then I have some bigger size. I got dehydrated strawberries and blueberries, my potato soup in a jar, and of course more milk powder, and my dehydrated mashed potatoes are back there. And we've rehydrated those a couple times, and they were wonderful. Right above that, I'll just say I have some more dehydrated squash, 3 quarts. I got some sun-dried tomatoes. I have some dehydrated zucchini to make those kind of meals. As I'm shooting this, I noticed I didn't talk about one of the levels, and it's this tomato level. So I have salsa right here. Now, we don't have a lot of sauces done because we've been going through them, but this right here, the reason we canned the diced tomatoes in the quart is because this is the amount of tomatoes I need to make 8 of these. So that's why. And right next to that, we did a rotel. We did a canned rotel. I did a pizza sauce. As you can see, pizza sauce. It's delish. That's more pizza sauce. And then our wings and hot sauce over here. Hot sauce is from last year, and that will last me the next 3 years. So, yes. Okay. Now, and then 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, 22 quarts of canned roasted potatoes. I talked about this in the last video. I love doing this with my red potatoes. Yes, I keep the skins on. It's where the nutrition is. And I put some seasoning on it. I have a short video on it. I will leave it up here. But it's so easy. It's so convenient. Drain the water, dump it in your air fryer, and you got some roasted potatoes in about 10 minutes. And it's so good. It's so good, and I love that. All right behind me is diced tomatoes. Our tomato plants did so well this year, but they did fast and quick. So basically, they all came ripe all at once because we were having such hot summer and such a wet summer. They couldn't keep up, and they're dead now. And it's only September. But luckily, we got all of these wonderful diced tomato jars. Right above that, I think it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. That's 21, 23 quarts of sauce, which is about 2 a month, which is usually what we do. We don't do a lot of spaghetti stuff, but I use that for chilies as well. So that, and then I don't even know if you can see it on the video. Whoop! It is some canned V8 juice. Mom likes the V8. I do not. Got some empty jars there. We got Mom's coleslaw. Now, all of those will be full. I have a ton. You will see in the freezer. I have a ton of whole frozen tomatoes that need to be turned into something. So all these other shelves will definitely be filled. And at the very end, I got my cheese dip in a jar, the powdered cheese dip in a jar. Down below, sweet potatoes, onions. I got my 5-gallon buckets of dried beans, flour, sugar, rice, all that good stuff. So now let's go ahead and we can go and check out the freezers. All right, so this is the standing freezer right here. This is what I usually have the meats in. We get all of our beef and pork from a dear friend at the farmer's market, so we're stocked up on some pork chops, but we need so much more beef. And look at all these bones, y'all. I have them making bone broth soon. All of our chickens down there. The friend that we get the beef and pork from has milk cows, so we made some wonderful strawberry ice cream. But yeah, so this is what we call our meat freezer. To have all the meats in. Again, it's really low down there because it's about to be when we're going to get it for the month. Alrighty, so this is the meat, or the veggie one. Turn the light on in here. So y'all know I do, my eggplant is eggplant fries, so this is flash freezing to start before I batter them. But in here there's a lot of stuff because the other freezer, which I'm going to show you next, is full of tomatoes and pears and apples right now. So this kind of has like the chicken stuff. I save all of the peels and freeze them to have some little chicken treats. Same thing for watermelons. But we got in here, we got like, this is, y'all, full of veggies. This is our fajita peppers and onions. And then on that side, I think we have about 11 gallon bags full of yellow squash, and then the same of black beans and zucchini. Some of our appetizers are in here because we have a lot of stone. And so we have sausage balls, and we have zucchini fries. This is the homemade cookie dough balls that I do. I will do another video on this. Y'all know I pre-make pizza dough, so when I pull this out, then it thaws, then I can roll it out and make a homemade pizza crust, and it's delicious. Fried pickles. I think there's okra down there. There's definitely corn all the way in the back. I'm just digging it. Cherry tomatoes. Just loaded with stuff. Blessings and stuff. Let's see if I can get this back to how it was. We got asparagus. Another thing we do is pre-stuff the peppers. Those are in here. So yeah, that is the meat freezer right here. Why do I keep saying meat freezer? This is the veggie freezer. Or right now it's the everything freezer. All right, heading over to this one, which is supposed to be our dessert and appetizer freezer, but it's full of tomatoes and pears. So y'all know how busy it is on the homestead. We just got gallon bags full of pears and apples and tomatoes that I will start canning here in the next week. I mean, that's literally what it's full of. It's literally what it is. I have a couple of these because at our local grocery store there's a bunch of cilantro for $1. And I use it for salsa and some cookie cake. So this one's not really that cool because it's just full of stuff that needs to be canned. Let's go to the bread one. All right, so now in my office, y'all, it's farmer's market day, Friday, so we're getting breads ready. It's the Labor Day weekend, so we got hoagie and hot dog and hamburger buns, and we got more in there. I'll show a little video right here of everything else that we got going on. But this is what we call our bread freezer. And we got like hamburger and hot dog and hoagie and bread and bagels and mom's loaves all the way down there to stock up for a couple months so we can just grab and go. So we always make to sell, make to save. Bam! So yeah, bread freezer. Alrighty, y'all, thank you so much for joining me for this freezer and pantry tour. I've got to get back to work to get ready for the farmer's market. So I hope y'all enjoyed this video. If you did, make sure to give it a thumbs up and go ahead and share it on your social media to like-minded people. It helps my channel to grow and I greatly appreciate it. Make sure you are liking and subscribing and go ahead and hit that bell icon so you know that anytime that new content drops to the channel. And follow me on social media at Instagram and Facebook and TikTok and Twitter and Threads at Ormsby Farm. And until next video, thanks for stopping by my pantry. I'll see you on the next video. Bye, y'all. Be blessed.
I'm coming